All right, y'all, and here we go. Another round, y'all. This is round six of the Charlotte Labor Day tournament, right? Today we titled it Uncharted Territory. Uncharted Territory. Why would we call it that? Well, you about to see in a minute. This is round six. This is a crazy game, and it's pretty cool as well. Now, let's go through this, right? The guy who I'm playing is Sandeep Sethurman. In fact, he's the only person in our section that did get a norm. He got the norm. He got 7, right? And this game was a very tough game, but he also, he said, he was like, yo, man, you know, after the game, right? He was like, yeah, I prepped for your King's Indian, which let me tell you a little bit of something about prep real quick. Hold up. Listen up. Bruh. Okay, there's something going on with prep, right? You know, people will prep for you. These tournaments, by the way, we have a week or two. You have a lot of time to literally prep for who you're about to play. So if I were to play what I'm thinking, what he thinks I'm going to play, I will be in a lot of trouble probably very quickly, or at least he'll be very comfortable because he's still in his prep. That being said, right, he was like, yeah, I thought you were going to play a King's Indian, but I did not play a King's Indian, right? So I already got him out his prep, right? He didn't expect what I was going to play on him right here. So it's already a psychological win there, which is good. So here we go, right? He goes D4, D4, Knight F6, right? After C4, what do I play, chat? Chat, what you playing here? What do I play now? It says no prep when we about to snap. Okay. We got E6 from Red Hot Mama. There's Queen's Indian time. Grunfeld. Sniper the Fox. It says Groony Poo Grunfeld. We got E6 from Androso. Androso. Knight takes E7. King takes E7. And Dune has lost his absolute. That's okay though. We got a Nimzo. We got B5 from Woodpusher. B5 is, I don't know what B5 is. Some type of gambit, some type of Benko going wrong. B5 immediately. G7 and we have, okay, good Johnson, okay. It's Uncharted for sure, for real. Silent B6, that is Queen's Indian territory. In fact, this is what I played here. I played, here we go, chat. I hope you're ready for it. C5. C5 is a Benko Gambit. So after C5, right? Now, after the game, again, he did not expect me. He was like, yeah, I was not expecting you to play this, is what he was saying. Which I'm super booked up on this. I mean, it's nuts. I know like all the lines inside and out. Now I just need more, of course, practice, obviously, but I know the lines inside and out. So after D5, when he plays D5, I go B5. I push B5. This is the Benko. He takes, okay, and then follow the next move, chat. What is the next move? What do you do after the B5 happens? What's the next move in this situation? A6 from Sniper the Fox. We got A6, Queen A5 from A Dizzle. Queen A5, A6, another one for A6. We have A3, okay? All right, Queen A5, D6. All right, so it's actually A6. This is correct. After B takes A6, what do you play now, chat? Okay, so far so good. So far so good. He captures. Right now you're currently down 2 pawns, but this is a gambit. It's a gambit, the Benko Gambit, right? So here, what do you do? Jay Simmons, thanks for the follow. We got Bishop A3. I think you mean A6. We do have some Bishop takes A6s here. Androsso with G6. Takes with the B, the Bishop for Kingside 5-4. Yeah, we got some moves. Bishop takes A6 from Dorje Daniel. Okay? In fact, guys, both moves are possible. Bishop takes A6 and G6. Bishop takes A6 is more of full Benko, the Benko that usually everyone plays and knows and studies. And it's a classical way of playing the Benko. Now, after Bishop takes A6, I mean, you have the Knight C3 and E4, which is original stuff. You actually see that more in the database than you would anything else. But I played the G6 line, which isn't played as much, and I like it because of what I studied. Bishop G7, there's castling happening, then Queen A5, eventually going Bishop takes A6. You have E6 and D6 happening, Queen B4, if Bishop B2 and E2 and Knight F3. E4 is usually played, the Knight goes to B5. You end up putting the Queen on E4, playing Knight G4, if in E5, you take and take back, and you get a very nice position, literally in all the lines of the Benko, right? You know, so I feel like, nope, actually, this is what I play. This is exactly what I play. Grief Street. I have no idea what he's talking about. Somebody get your mans there. Bruh. Wow. Sheesh. Wow. Oh man. OMG Nakamura. Yeah, absolutely. This is where This is actually where I learned it from, School of Nakamura. Absolutely. Can you do Bloomfield Gambit next? I have no idea what that one is. Is it a part of Benko? Can anybody refer to me of that? Is that B5 stuff? Like immediately B5? I've heard of it. I just don't know what it is. Not sure what that is. Very similar. Yeah. What's the move order for Blumenfeld? I've literally heard of it, but I know nobody, like, that's it. Oh, I've Blumenfeld, right? It's one of those. Thanks for the follow. It's me, Colin. So after G6, knight to C3, which is the main move here. You'll see this a lot. There's many moves that white can play, but knight C3 is actually the main. Knight C3, if you're going to play G6, you should follow up with bishop G7. Pretty easy. After bishop to G7, he plays E4. And after E4, chat, what do you do now? We got D4, knight F6, you say C4, C5, D5, E6. Oh, okay, that's more E6, knight F3, B5. Yeah, that's kind of Benko-ish, but it's also Benoni-ish, because now when you're playing after D5, when you're playing E6, that is more Benoni-ish. More Benoni-ish. Yo, thanks for the follow, guy with an apple. Shout out to Casa. Get a shout out to Casa in the chat, bro. Let's get it. Yeah. What's up, bro? What's good? My guy, Casablanca, bro. What's up, man? Thanks for the follow, bro. I mean, thanks for the raid. Casablanca in the building. Hope you had a good stream, dog. We just analyzed round 6 here. So D6, you have D6 as a move. That is correct. No, good, Johnson. That's that. We ain't even about to repeat that one. You just tripping. D6 to prevent E5. In fact, you actually encourage E5. Weirdly enough, you actually encourage E5, especially if you're a very tactical player, aggressive, you got time to study, you will put in the work to study the lines, then you will allow E5. And that's what I did here. In fact, I just castled, got out the way. E5 is a move, and I'll briefly show a little bit of theory here. I mean, there's so much. But after E5, there's knight E8. And then after H4, you can take on E5, right? I'm just going to show y'all briefly how wild this stuff gets. H5, right? And then I can go queen B6. After takes, there's knight F3. I go back to G7. Right, it's very crazy. Knight goes to D6, especially after this takes, castles, knight D6, knight goes to F5. So this is one line. There's many others too as well. There's rook sack lines. But there's all play to it, and you need to spend a lot of time here with this. A lot of time, or else you're gonna get your head cracked. Big fella, get the man off the board. Bruh. For reals. So after castles, knight F3 is what white plays. White knight F3. After knight F3, chat. Of course, you still got many moves you can play here. What do you play? What do you play? All right. Pterodactyl, happy birthday. Thanks, bro. Yeah, that was July 6th. I appreciate it. Months ago. Thanks. Thank you. The pterodactyl, that was that's the perk stuff, right? Pterodactyl. Yeah, that's like perk like. I think that's perk stuff. Thanks for the follow, T Sim. Back to move chat. What do you do? What do you do? I am castled at this point. I still got to get my pawn back. I got to be active. Things like that. C5 and we jive. Okay. Nice. We got D6 from Adam Will. Got him. That's right, Zenex. Yeah, they got him. I ain't gonna lie. All right. That's funny. That is funny. Beef eater. Okay. That screams D6, but my vague theory says knight takes A6. Knight takes A6 is definitely a possibility. You also can play D6. The sharpest move, though, the sharpest move, is this move right here, Queen A5. Queen A5, this is the sharpest one. This is the sharpest one. You can't go Rook E8, but Rook E8 does not fit what is going on right now, A Dizzle. Rook E8 does not fit the description of like the position. Rook E8 is no good. Immediately, in fact, after E5, now you out here looking absolutely crazy. Get the man off the board. This is gross. Now after knight G4, I mean, there might be a knight G5 in here. I am taking on E5, but I mean, this is scary. My knight out here in the wilderness. You know, this move, it literally doesn't do anything unless you're playing E6 immediately after. Then Rook E8 will work. But if you're not doing it immediate and the rook is not even hitting the open file, it's a wasted move in that way. Plus, think about this. Like, what is Capablanca's has the book, Chess Fundamentals. You can read it. In fact, it's a great book. Even today, it says you should refrain from moving a piece twice in the opening. So after you castle, right, Rook E8 is moving the piece twice when you haven't moved literally anything else. So you can get punished for that kind of stuff really quickly. Rook A3 from It's Me Colin. I think he means Rook A6, which is a wild looking move. I mean, I guess it can work though. You know, weirdly enough, I've never seen Rook A6, but there is some compensation, to say the least. Rook A6 is not the move. After Queen A5, there's Bishop D2. Still following theory. Still following theory. Black to move, what do you do? What do you do here? Be very careful. He says Queen A5, Bishop D2, Queen B4 is complicated from Finn Bingo. What's up, bro? Rodrigo, thanks for the follow. Oh, yikes, Vlad. You can get another one, though. He's my friend, but still. Yeah, I understand. He's a friend, but like, yo, it's my chess fundamentals, bro. What do you mean? What do you mean? It says Queen B4 right now. That's an interesting move, in fact. I know from theory that Queen B4 is not the move we play right now, but I'm interested to see why. Queen B4 is not the move right now. Weirdly enough. Knight G5, I guess because of development. I mean, and again, following the rule, right? Moving pieces multiple times in the opening. Really, I guess you could get away with this technically, but this is not the way you usually play. The move here is actually just taking on A6. Bishop takes A6 right here. Boom. Dynamic positions call for dynamic play. Correct. I'm still down a pawn here, right? This is all about very hyperactive play dynamically. You know, putting all my pieces on the queen side of the board and pressuring black. So after bishop takes A6, white plays bishop E2. I'm telling you right now, y'all, I'm in theory, bro. I'm up like, bro, I had to be up. And watch this next move, right? He was out at this point. I was already up like 15 minutes on the clock, maybe almost 20. And I'm still like, bro, I know the next 10 moves from here, right? So I'm hyped. I'm in theory. I'm like, let's go, you know, like, let's get this, man. I got it, right? And then I play Queen B4, right? I'm still following my theory. My files say that Queen B4 is the move here. Now, right here, I got up and I walked around for like 40 minutes, bro.
Bruh.
40 minutes.
Bruh.
Yes, 40 minutes. I was walking around. He was thinking, and I knew all the lines from here. I'm sitting here like, I already got this, man. This a wrap. Like, you're going to think 40 minutes, and I know the next 10 moves in all the lines, except what he played right here. He played Queen C2. And I was like, I can't believe he played the only move that is not in the files. The only move that's not in the files. I was mad, bro. I was like, are you kidding me right now? I looked at this for so long, so many ways, so many different lines, and he plays what's outside of it. And I was kind of mad there, right? So I'm like, dog, come on. But he was very smart, and I'll tell you why. Here's a line, right? Queen C2 usually happens afterwards. There's so many lines that happen where Queen C2 happens afterwards. But what he did is reverse the move order on everything and play Queen C2 first, which does make a difference. It does. Which, of course, black is still fine, but this is what I'm used to, right? I'm used to, there's a few moves you can make here. Usually bishop takes A6 is the move, all right? You want to flip the board, you want to see it? Look, let's check it out. All right, from white's point of view here, all right, I mean, E5 looks very tempting, right? If I'm playing white, E5 looks tempting, and bishop takes A6 and then castling. But also B4 is hanging, B2 is hanging, which is a thing. I will take this pawn because I can get out of here very quickly and I get my pawn back. There's some increased pressure. So you do have to be careful. He had a lot to think about. Does he go E5? Does he take this? Does he try to defend the pawn now with Queen C2, which is what he did? But looking at this, E5 is a move. After E5, right? Watch this theory. I'm going to just show y'all a little bit inside of the hyperbolic chamber with these other Jedi that I train with. After knight to G4, there's knight to B5. Boom. Hitting. Right? Queen hit. Uh-oh. Whoa, this is looking crazy. Right? Queen E4 for the score. I'm chilling. I'm doing my thing. Right? I'm about to take right here. If you castle, I hit you here. Snaps, right? Knight takes C5. Oh, we live. Hitting, splitting. Bishop C3, Queen D6. I'm out the way. Okay, you snap, I snap. Same. A4. Oh, okay. That looks scary right there. Oh, wow. Okay. You're garbage. I still know the rest of the stuff about to go on right here. Knight A6, big fella. Queen D2 is a move, and I go Knight B4 for the score, right? People try to do this move. There's Rook D1 here. You also have this beautiful move, Knight C6, you could do right now. Knight to C6, boom, right? You can't take due to this. If Queen C3, hitting, right? Rook D1, Queen F6, hitting. Knight E2 is almost a threat if you push the pawn. I can play E5, Rook D8, Rook to B8, E6, D6, bro, there's so much. There's a lot of lines here that I've spent a lot of time with. So I'm like ready. I'm ready for anything and everything he bring at me. But he played queen c2, and usually this is the queen c2 line. He'll take here, right? And after taking, then knight takes, and then queen c2. And after queen c2, I was prepped to the teeth. I still am on this move order. Because then I go queen c2, and what do? He looking kind of crazy. In fact, the best way to go here right now is take a draw and try to repeat moves with queen b3. Ain't nobody trying to play queen b3 and repeat. If you're playing this from white side, this is not what you're trying to do, right? So most times they'll try to do something else, like knight e5, which happens here, which is cool. But then what would you do in this position, chat? And I'm showing you some high level prep here. I'm showing you some high level prep. What would you do in this position after knight e5? He's hitting your queen, by the way. What do you do? What do you do here? Vlad's with knight b4, knight dominates, says FIDE Master. My Strander with knight b4. Xbox with knight b4. Knight b4 danger levels. I love it, man. Chat out here killing it. Okay, I see y'all. That's nice right there. Knight b4. That's actually a big boy move. Just Hero, thanks for the follow. Rookie 8 and we great. Okay, let's go back here. Hey, we gonna give this. We ain't sent many of these out today. So Good Hansen, this is for you right here. Good Johnson, sorry, Good Johnson. This Rookie 8, okay, right. He said Rookie 8. Let's hit him with this. Okay. Okay. All right. You're garbage, 1000%. Wow. That is not a move. Get the man off the board. I'm about to just take your queen and look at you real hard. Real hard. Sign the score sheet. This is a wrap. This is over. Don't say nothing to nobody on your way out. Okay, Rookie 8 is not a move. The night before, though, is. You take my queen, I take yours. Same. Right? Pretty cool. So, okay, right? Let's say like queen b1 happens. After queen b1, what do you do now, chat? Think about keeping the pressure up. Yeah, that was for you, Good Johnson. That was for you. Right. Keep about thinking the pressure up. Keeping the pressure up. Okay. FIDE Master says 94. Then he says, oops, yep, hold on. Nah, nope. Nah, you gonna catch this one. Yep, that's for you. Yep, hold those. Hold those real quick. Yep, 94 is not a move. Absolutely not. Okay. Queen d3, queen d4, knight d3 check. Man, I mean, let me just send these out. Oh man. Jeez. What are y'all doing? Knight d3? What is this? Knight d3, what the heck is this? Queen d3? Like, y'all tripping. Hey, man, y'all on suicide. We need to put y'all on suicide watch. It is looking crazy. Science Pawn, thanks for the follow. Queen d4. And queen d4 is a possibility. It actually is one of the moves you can make. No one has said it yet, though. And it's a hard move to find. Not that it's super hard, but it's actually a very strong move. This one right here, this is from prep, queen a6. Queen a6 not only pins this, I'm not afraid of a3 at all. I don't care about a3. Right, I'm also still stopping the castle. The knight is in trouble. I have aspirations of like taking here and taking on e5 and going knight d3. Even d6, just one move and then going knight d3. Rook after b8. a3 does not matter. I don't even care. I just played d6 and now I'm looking at you all crazy. Right, you're in a lot of trouble here. You're gonna give me the pawn back how I want it back. Knight f3 and then I can go knight d3 check. You can't. I mean, like, this is over. This is already over. So I was ready for this, guys. I'm telling you, I was so prepped. I was hyped, creating content. Thanks for the follow. This is how they usually play it, right? There's knight b5 here and bishop takes. There's also this line. I'll show you one more. Takes, queen e2. Queen e2, after queen e2, instead of taking immediately, you actually go d6. Then after castling, you actually can't take on b2. This is one route to go. I can't be playing Canty. What's up? My guy, FIDE Master. Was good. So this is actually a real way of playing right here. In fact, actually, I think they go the e6 route. I have to go look at this one again. But this one's another way to play as well. The Jarrett Show. Did you enjoy the stream? Have a great night, everyone. Thanks, bro. Appreciate you, Jarrett Show. You know, let's get it. Let's get it. Oh, you know, Wicked Pupil, bro. I'm telling you. And then I have another book, and I got my own files on it as well. I went crazy in that course. I went crazy in those courses, to be honest. And I have my own files. I got about 100 games that I've analyzed, right, of Benko that I go through. I haven't went through all of them, so, you know. But I'm going through them one by one every day. So I just haven't gone through all of them. So I was ready for this, right? I was ready for all of this. I was so ready. And then to show you all that prep, only to say this is where it starts right here. Uncharted territory. That's the name of the title. is uncharted territory, because in all the files I have, this is the first time I've ever faced queen c2, and I got over 100 games in the Benko. This is the first time I ever faced queen c2 in this position. So I was mad. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm like, bro, are you kidding me? Out of all the bishop takes a6 lines, the e5 lines, the bishop take queen takes e2, like queen, he find one that don't nobody play. I was like so mad, bro. I was so mad. I was like, yo, you gotta be kidding me. But I was like, well, okay, it's not out there for a reason, which means, okay, I should be able to capitalize on this somehow. So what do you think that I did? What do you think that I did? I like Benko more, but I have been studying Benoni too. Benoni's fun. Thanks for the follow, Rainbow Trout. Thanks for the follow, Brian 1986. We have bishop takes e2, knight takes, queen takes e4 from One Bad Ninja, bishop takes e2 from Wicked Pupil. If it ain't a book, that means it's bad. Not necessarily, in fact, Androso. That's a great observation of. It's not a book. He says if it's not a book, that means it's bad. In fact, I actually teach and show students that, you know, sometimes when you have 5 lines on the engine, imagine, right, the engine shows you that there are 5 moves in a position that are all like 0.1 difference. 1 move, 0.5. 1 move, 0.7. That ain't much of a difference, right? That's really not that big of a difference, to be honest. So, you know, it tells you that there is always a few moves in positions, which is kind of strange. You should really learn Blumenfeld. Also, you know, coach, hey, man, here's the lessons right here. But Blumenfeld, I'll check it out. But I spend time in the database. I look at GM games. If they not playing it and it ain't there, you know, unless you're doing extensive research, you're going to get in a lot of trouble. Is this a known line in the Benko? This line is known, but not this move. In fact, even putting this in the database, I don't think I found any games on this. Now I think about it, but queen to c2 is different. It's completely different, right? I didn't say bishop because I feel like he would have calculated the tactic. No, bishop takes e2 actually, in fact, is the move. Thanks for the follow, e-pawn. So I take on e2. I take on e2 in obvious reasons. If he takes with the knight, then I go queen takes e4. But he can take with the king, which is, believe it or not, guys, not a bad move. The king on e2 or f1 are usual Benko things. Let's go back real quick to show you. Right, if we go back here, look at this part. If we go back here in this line, is it this one? Yeah. So usually you'll see even right here, instead of g6, you can take right now. Then you go knight c3 and then g6, and then after e4 they take, right? So this is a real thing that happens in regular Benko. You can find thousands of games, maybe not thousands, but a whole bunch of games go this way, right? This is a regular way of playing a Benko. But there's another way that isn't studied as much, which is the line that I play here with g6 first, and then taking later after a queen a5 and castle option, which gives you more flexibility, and your opponent needs to be more booked up on this, meaning you with the white pieces. You're going to be in trouble if you don't know what you're doing. So castles, queen a5, bishop takes a6, he goes bishop e2. I go queen b4, he hits me with queen c2. I almost flipped the table, but I didn't here. And after queen c2, I take on e2, he takes on e2. So he takes on e2, and now I got to finish. I got to work. Now I'm in uncharted territory, right? Name of the title, uncharted territory. I don't know where we at right now, but I know it's a similar thing. So let's see what we have. Black to move, chat. What do you do? What do you do here? E-pawn, thanks for the follow. Renek 138, thanks for the follow. What do you do, chat? King takes e2. It's on the board. You gotta be careful here too. Yeah, you actually have to be careful. What data was he used for improvement? I feel like chess.com. You want to check multiples, chess.com's, Lead Chess, Chessbase itself, Chessbase software, like any databases I can get games in. I try to look and see them. Queen c4 check, d6, d6 to prevent e5, e6 or d6. I see a lot of that. Queen c4, right? Okay, so queen c4 would actually be a fatal blunder. Fatal blunder, right? 100%. That is not a move. Oh my goodness. And the reason for this is because he just goes queen d3. You have to remember that I am still down a pawn, right? I'm still down a pawn. I played the Benko Gambit. So I'm still down a pawn here. So when I trade, right, and then I try something like knight g4, which I calculated. I'm like, oh, knight g4 hit the pawn. Maybe go back to e5. He just steps back. And I mean, this is a very playable Benko position. But to be honest, I'm just down a pawn. I'm literally just down a pawn for nothing in a way. So, I mean, I have some comp, bishop g7. I mean, I have the bishops here. Rook, like you have the typical Benko compensations, what I mean. But I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of this, especially with the queens off. Like, you have to be extremely accurate, and you have a lot of room for error with the black pieces. I would have played d6 like 5 times at that point, so why stop now? Right. So queen c4, not the move I'm thinking about. d6 is a move, and e6 is a move. But I remember, like, you know what? I'm just about to play regular Benko. The knight goes to a6, right? You bring the rook over to b8. This is usual plans. d6, you put the knight on d7, knight goes to c7, you can play knight b5. You even can play e6 and takes, and maybe put the rook on e8 because the king's here. These are all plans that I was trying, but I was like, well, I have to develop anyway, right? So I played knight a6. I just put the knight out here. And I had this in mind because I still do want to play this check here and then go knight b4. There was a lot of stuff going on. Rook f to b, I was looking at. You know, there's a lot, right? There's a lot. Knight a6 is going to help me if I can get this check in. So he goes a3. All right, Chad, it's on you. I knew he was going to play a3 too. I was like, he's going to kick my queen, bro. Like, because that queen's annoying. So he kicked my queen. He kicked my queen, chat. What do you do now? He said rook a2 in the chat. Yikes. a2. Not a move. Rook a2. I got queen c4, okay? A Dizzle says queen c4. All right, make sure you have a follow-up here. Check. I downloaded Forward Chess app. You recommend it on Twitch. Finished reading my first chess book. So much easier to read. No problem, bro. It's a fire app. Definitely a fire app, bro. Definitely. Yeah, buy some stuff through there too, man. I bought a lot of courses on there. Check them out. I like using it. Queen c4 with the idea of queen b3 from Greg Lars. Queen b7 from Red Hot Mama. That's actually move number 2. Congratulations. So queen b7. Move number 1 is queen c4 with the idea of, like Greg Lars says, queen d3. Very, very nice. Queen b3, sorry. Queen b3, you're right. So now, you know, in fact, I'm not actually threatening this. I'm not actually threatening. So if rook a to b1, or actually, sorry, you know, something like, in fact, this is what he played, rook h to c1. Because he's trying to tuck the king. Tuck and roll. I'm out of here. Tuck and roll, baby. I'm gone. I'm out of here, big dog. And if you take this, you have blocked with your whole face. Rook to b1, and you're done. I mean, 100%. Wow, get the man off the board. Yikes. What are you doing? What are you doing? I was kind of mad that I couldn't take that pawn either, because I wanted to get that pawn back. I also have things like if he what was I looking at? Like, this is actually another line too. Like, if he would ever move his king to d1, which of course I wasn't expecting him to, but knight b4 is extremely strong. This is why I put the knight a6 out here, anticipating a3, and try to, you know, get into the holes of the position here with the queen and the knight and really wreak havoc. So of course he blocked. I played queen b3 to stay inside of the position. This is usually Benko theory, Benko themes, Benko ideas. Is stay all in the house on the queen side. If you ever let them like break open stuff, you can immediately be losing in the Benko. So this is something to pay attention to. So I'm gonna play here, rook f to b8, knight c7. You literally dominate the light squares. You even put a rook on a4 if the knight's not on c3. It still attacks e4, and the rook here helps as well. You end up moving the knight, playing f5, e6, obliterating the center. Very nice and dynamic and activity based opening. So after queen b3, he goes rook h to c, rook h to c1. Out the way, have a nice day. Right, and now what, chat? What do you do? Rook f to c1, or rook h to c1. What do we do here? c4 is explosive. Okay. The knight wants to move. He looks antsy. Do you ever go c4 to open knight c5? c4 was a huge possibility of mine. I really was considering c4, but I didn't. I did not play c4. I played a different move. And the engine likes c4. I just didn't like the fact that I think I was looking at queen e3 and queen c2. Both of these moves I considered. Now, queen c2, I have knight c5, which I really am doing nice here. And after queen e3, I feel like I didn't have enough, which I probably do. I just felt like I didn't. Knight c5, right? D6 first. And then playing stuff like knight c5 and then bringing the rook over here. I have space, but he's eventually just going to bring the king over. I thought about knight g4, right? Queen's almost trapped, but he can play like queen g5, hitting e7 and the g4 knight. I mean, looks are very deceiving in chess. This looks great, right? Oh, this looks great. I feel like I'm winning, but the engine's like, nah, like zeros, bro. Like, get out of here with that. Like you're not doing that well. Bruh. Like, stop playing. You know, like it's not that well at all. So knight g4, he goes queen g5, hitting the knight and hitting e7. So it doesn't really work. And I was like, well, if it's not really working, I don't really want to do it. So That's how I was thinking about it logically. I also, guys, I was also irritated with this game. I was irritated because, I've spent so much time with the Benko, and for him to play, there's not a lot of stuff I haven't seen in the Benko. And I've been studying a lot of it. And I'm going to just be honest, there's not a lot I haven't seen. So when he played Queen C2, I was like livid. I was like, in my head, I flipped the whole table, knocked all the pieces off the board, and stared at him real hard. But in reality, I just had to play the game. But I was definitely mad. So I was like kind of pissed, like, yo, I can't believe. How did he, like, what is this? He reverse engineered the whole position and played Queen C2. In fact, his dad is a grandmaster. I don't know if y'all know this, but the kid's name is Seth Thurman. I think his dad's a GM. I don't know. I'm pretty sure his dad's a grandmaster, but he's very strong. The guy's very strong when I'm playing here. And I was like, dang, he just reversed it. He played Queen C2 instead of all the other lines that are out there. And he found that over the board over 45 minutes. The guy's very strong. Very strong. But I was mad. I was like, yo, we played this early Queen C2. That's literally not there at all. Thanks for the follow, Laura Looney. I always say Benko is, as far as I know, not a good opening, but somehow I don't know how to play against it. Hey, man, I thought the same thing. I thought it wasn't that good of an opening until I was shown and told otherwise, my guy. And then I found out the Benko is a big boy opening for big fellas, but you're going to have to study. You are going to have to put in work, or you will get your head cracked every single game. Okay? Be very, very careful. Be very, very careful. So, with that being said, Rook Ace to C1, chat, what's the next move? What do you do? What do you do? It's like having a test. Ask about the only topic. Yeah, right, exactly. Perfect example, right? You studied everything in the book, front to back, right? And then you go down to sit the test, to take the test. They're like, oh, no. Well, that one, we didn't put that part in the book yet, but you got to figure it out, though. Yo, what? I'm about to break this pencil and knock this desk over right now. Like, you got to be kidding me. C4 looks good to me. Yeah, C4 was still a move I could have played. But again, I just didn't want to play C4 because I wasn't as sure. Which, C4, I guess, is sure. Looking at it now, C4 makes total sense. And then you go D6 and then knight C5, and you just have all the crucial squares even being down a pawn, which is really good. Should have went for the C4 option. I chose a different option because I'm used to the plans and ideas and themes of the Benko. In fact, Just Hero has got it. Rook F to B8. That is correct. Brought back. See a perk structure? Yeah, not a perk, period. Not at all. Wait till you come back and see this. This is a Benko, my guy. Don't ever disrespect me like that. Talking about we playing the perk out here. Bruh. Wow. We work the perk, big fella. Don't even do that to yourself. Bruh. Sheesh. Somebody get him. He must be on suicide watch. Pojo LT. Thanks for the follow. Rook F to B8. So, I just play this to really, I am going to probably end up moving the queen. And I just want the pressure. I want the pressure here, Benko style. And still in equal position. And then right here, I knew he was playing something crazy. Because this is when I knew something was wrong. He played knight to D1. He said, why not knight takes E4? Can trade queens if he takes and then fork the rooks. What are you talking about right here? Talking about right here? Knight takes E4? Like right now? Pojo? When are you talking about knight takes C4? I don't even see a fork. I have no idea. Wow. Guys, what's he talking about here? Right here? Knight takes E4? I don't even see the fork. Okay, hold on. Hey, welcome to the stream. This one for you. Okay, you're going to get another one and another one. Okay, it does not work. Knight takes C4. In fact, I'm just going to take this way, right? We're going to take this way first. That's just completely hanging. And then takes. Let's just get this off the screen, man. It might be kids watching this. Right. So, knight takes C4 is not a move at all by far. So, rook F to B8, it makes it it's a better move here. It's just much better. So, after rook F to B8, he goes knight to D1. And when he went knight D1, I was like, okay, we should be good. We might be real good right now with knight D1. With knight D1 here, we might be real good. What do you do now? What do you do now? Does it mean bishop takes B2 in that line? Oh, you mean right here? No, that's, man, sheesh, bro. Knight, you talking about here. So knight takes C4, takes, bishop takes B2. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And you mean like, in fact, I can even do it this way. I don't even have to let you get any counterplay, right? You can try this, takes. Oh, okay, that's Q. Okay, right. But what you get a little bit of counterplay, right? Of course, it's not going to work. but I could just take this way, right? And take this way, and it's just freebie. And then king f1. I never have to trade queens. And if queen takes b2, you still get the queen trap. Sheesh. Bishop takes c3, I just take. You know, you think you get material there, but you actually don't. So you're in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble there, right? But of course, you want to look at these kind of things. If it doesn't work, you discard it and you keep moving. Rook after b8, he goes knight to d1, defending everything. And it's very strange, and I knew I had something here. I was not trying to trade queens. And my next move here was actually basically, compared to what the engine evaluation says and the move that I made, is a blunder in a way. It's definitely strange. Like the level of how it goes up for white after my next move definitely shocked me here. Definitely shocked me. But of course, it is black to move, chat. And again, the title of this is Uncharted Territory, right? What do you do now? Black to move. Gotcha. Thanks for explaining. No problem. At the end of that line, you're down a piece, but up in exchange. That's correct. But queen takes e4 shuts all that down. So, you know, when you do an analysis, I mean, I could have did, but it don't work, right? That could have, you know, it always hurts in the end explaining, because I know on both ends of that. You know what I'm saying? This soundboard game is on another level, man. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, Renee. Thank you. I would just trade queens. You could, but you also have to remember you are down a pawn. You are down a pawn in the Benko Gambit. You can trade queens. That doesn't mean that you should trade queens, and you need to be careful about trading queens. Yoshi Kazilla, thanks for the 4 months, bro. Been a minute. It's good to be back. Good to have you back. Okay? Good to have you back. Queen b6, right? Queen b6, I think, is very passive, in fact. Very passive. And in fact, you know, if I'm going to trade queens, the only way I'm going to trade queens here is if I'm going to trade on my terms. Right? And what I mean here by that is I've studied so much Benko that possibilities, the only way I'm trading queens usually is if I'm taking back on b3 and my other rook could go to a4. This is the only way that I usually trade queens in this opening, or at least in these type of variations here. So what I did, I see queen a4. Okay, queen a4, eyeing e4. I actually considered that. Knight b4 to attack b2. Okay, knight b4. Hey. Hey. Sheesh. 1000%. That is not a move. Sheesh. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Knight b4 will never work there. And now, of course, I was trying to get knight b4 to work at certain times, but it just don't work. Knight g4 don't work either. It looks good, but knight g4 doesn't work. So I changed it to knight g4. Yeah, knight g4 ain't looking that good either, in fact. It just puts pressure here, but it's not enough. It's literally not enough. And then he starts trading, and then you start realizing, oh, snap, I'm down a pawn. Right? That's a bad situation to be in. Then you got to realize, oh, I played the Benko Gambit. He was already down a pawn. So, in fact, Just Harold is the only person to get it right here. The move that I was supposed to play in this position was actually d6. Strange to me, because I thought it was e6. So d6, and if d6 happens after queen takes, rook takes, there's a crucial point here. This pawn's hanging, and after rook c4, which was supposed to be played in the other line, knight to d7, playing knight to b6, right? I'm keeping pressure. Bishop c3, and then I'll have rook b7, right? And this is just hard, or even rook c to b8. It's very hard for white to make real progress here. It's not as easy. Rook b7 is a move too, takes. And then, right, you have this position, right? Knight b6, like knight c7, knight b5, typical Benko stuff, right? Typical Benko stuff. And I was like, okay, d6, whatever, you know. But what I played was e6. And right here, actually, the engine jumped up to like +1 after e6. It just literally jumped up to +1. Now, actually, you know, I guess the other engines was giving it +1 here. Stockfish is giving it 0.5. 0.58. I went with the e6 option. For some reason, this was not that good. And here's what they gave. They didn't like this because of queen takes b3, rook takes, and then there's a rook c4 in here somewhere. Is it takes now? And then takes and rook c4. This is where it got bad for me. Right here. Right here, yeah, because this is weak. And if I take the other way, what was wrong with taking this way? Taking this way, is it the same thing? You have e5. I mean, this is not as bad. It doesn't feel that bad. But as a human, like, this doesn't feel that bad, really. But the engine is like, yo, that was e6 was like 100%. Like, e6 is not a move. But I guess it is, right? And looking at this, the engine over here, Stockfish is giving it like +0.6. Another engine I looked at was like +1 immediately after E6. Even in post-game analysis the next day, right? I got back to the game or came back and he was like, yo, bro, did you know E6 was like, you know, we was talking, right? And he was talking about the game. And I was like, yeah, bro, that was a crazy game. And he was like, yeah, did you know E6 was like, and I was like, nah. I mean, I was like, no, actually, yeah, I did. I saw E6 gave it like +1. I can't believe it because of Rook C4, right? And I was like, man, that was crazy, right? So we both agreed that E6 was like straight up. So I didn't even know that. And I was like, E6 felt right. It felt right, but it was like not right. And they don't like it. But now, I guess after thinking for a few days or whatever, the engine's like, no, E6 is, I guess, is fine, but D6 is better. And I believe, honestly, I might still go E6 because this was good. But after he took on E6, again, you know, I'm already kind of frustrated off the game. Uncharted territory, the man didn't play Queen C2 out the opening. Something I ain't never seen out of all the Benkos. I'm still kind of pissed about this. And then he takes it. And after he takes it, he actually mentioned to me that he missed this move, which I missed it too until I saw it. I was like, oh, wait, I can just take with the queen and I get my pawn back. And after queen takes E6, he played king F1, right? And then after knight takes E4, I'm feeling good about the position. Now, of course, here it's like closer to -1 here. But to be honest, bro, I'm at this point, I'm literally ready. I was already out of norm chances at this round because of the loss to Ming Lu. That took me out of the norm chance. After I lost to Ming Lu, I was out of norm chances. So here, right, I've learned from Arthur Kogan, one of the coaches I used to work with. And we had a 10 questions method on how we would break down games. On like games, like game by game, you ask a set of questions, right? And you break it down to see where the weakness is so you can really hone in on that, right? I teach this to students now too. If you want those 10 questions, you can send me a healthy donation. You know what I'm saying? Just like, gotcha. I got you. I send it to your inbox. But these 10 questions, right? So I went over it, and the common theme that I found in every game at this point, I was really looking to get to that common theme to see if it was the same consistently. So after the tournament, what do? I work only on that specifically, so I know what to do. What I did, though, is found out that it was the middle game and the transitions there, right? Because here, I'm like, yeah, I know, right? I could probably push you on here. Maybe I'm playing for 2 results. But still, he played bishop c3, and then he offered me a draw. And here I was like, whatever. I'm out of norms. You high rated. I'll take it, right? So, but here, you know, after knight takes, there's a lot of play. I have c4. Like, how do you go here? And actually, rook takes b2. It could be a move, but then there's knight d5, which is kind of strange. Knight c7, rook takes. There's a lot going on. And actually, maybe I'm taking this way too as well. This is pretty good. I can play c4. He can play c4 at certain moments. Knight e3, I think, was an option too. And clamping down, I just didn't feel like playing all of this out. I was like, you know what? Like, hey, I'm good. You know, I'm good here, and we're gonna figure this out in my middle game analysis when I get back home. But here, he really threw me off, bro. In the beginning of the game with this queen c2, I know what to do now, and I know what I needed to work on. But this game was a very wild one with the uncharted territory part, because I'm like, what do you do? Like, all the study I went through, this is not. You won't find this. You won't find this. In my Terrible. Yo, thanks for the follow, bro. That's is that Renato? I think that's Renato. He's streaming Spanish. Tommy from Rugrats. Yo, thanks for the follow, bro. I think that's Renato, bro. With like dumb strong. Bishop takes, king takes, knight a6, a3, right? I go here. And I spent a lot of time in analysis here because I felt all of this was good. All of this was really good. I spent a lot of time in analyzing this. In the end, knight a6, check, queen b3. This is all correct. He went here, and my next move, what I'm supposed to do for future reference, is going to be c4. I'm going to still follow this line, but I'm going to play c4 next, and then play knight c5, and do it this way, right? I have to play d6, then knight c5, and I get the d3 square. My rook goes to b8. This is the way to play it, not the way that I played it, because I was trying to look for more. But again, this was a common theme in my games, was the middle game. Trying to figure out the right plans, which is if you don't have the right plans in middle game, stuff don't work. And you can end up blundering a lot, right, from there. So this game was a draw. Takes. And after, you know, I didn't even take it. I was just like, yeah, bro, we'll just take a draw here. I mean, I could have played d5, right? I could play on, but I'm really looking forward to my post-game analysis and my middle game training, because again, I need to figure out what to do. And I was surprised with that queen c2 due to this still being a new opening for me as well. So it's pretty good. But yeah, he this guy got a norm though. I think his dad is a GM. If you Google him, Sandeep Sethurman, dad or father, I think his dad is a GM. But there's a lot of Sethurmans that are very strong at chess. This guy got a norm in our section, and in the other section there was only one dude. So 20 players, 2 people got norms. So this was round 6. Round 7 gonna be tomorrow. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's analysis, learn some stuff about the Benko, what you can do on the next stuff, and yeah, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm gonna see y'all on the next video.